some information coming in. We are being told that the President and the Prime Minister have left from Palam Airport. They are making their way to 7 LKM, which is about, say, 10 minutes. I mean, it's actually not 10 minutes for regular people like me and Ashok Sajjanar, who also lives in this city, and possibly Rami as well. But it will be 10 minutes exactly for the Prime Minister and the President. Hopefully, they will not get traffic. They won't get traffic. I'm just kidding. That entire route will have been secured. But Ashok Sajjanar, the question I wanted to ask you is, I've heard a lot of talk about S-500s, and a lot of experts talk about how India will be asking for S-500s, that the Russians may want to sell us S-500s because of the commitment that the Prime Minister has made to this country about having every city and every installation in this country secure from any external threats, right? So that is where the talk has come from. But the fact is that buying S-500s, money will not be the issue. The issue is whether the Russians have enough. They don't as of now, because their production is limited. And number two, and very importantly, there are American sanctions to look at as well.
Yes, American sanctions were there, CAATSA, against those adversaries of United States. So countering, adversaries through Sanctions Act, etc. That was in 2018. There is a provision there of, that there can be waivers that can be provided to some countries. And as I understand, that provision of the waiver was put in specifically to make sure that, India would not come under sanctions.
Correct.
Now, of course, looking at Mr. Trump, he's totally unpredictable. He's a very mercurial person. He might do, but I think better sense should prevail, because, what he might be seeing on the screens, it is much of the credit for that really goes to Mr. Trump, the manner in which he has handled India, particularly after that, June 17 conversation that Prime Minister Modi had with Mr. Trump, basically telling him that, it was India and Pakistan that had settled the conflict.
Ashokji, in May. Not once, at least 50 times. At least 50 times. President Trump has now claimed that he is the one who was responsible for the ceasefire between India and Pakistan, despite the fact that India has denied it at least 50 times. So what President Trump is on is another question altogether. Speaking of President Trump, may I just bring in Meera Shankar into the conversation as well? Good evening, Meera ji. Good to have you on the show. All right. I believe she's not through. We'll try and get to her in just a bit, because there is an American angle to this visit as well. But as we talk, ladies and gentlemen, the big high-profile 27-hour visit of President Putin is now officially underway. He's traveling to India with a 135-strong delegation in the morning and the afternoon today. It was a packed day for our ministries as well, because the defense minister is traveling, the deputy prime minister is traveling, their health minister is traveling, their agriculture minister is traveling as part of the delegation as well. And our respective ministers have already met and work has already been underway. Rami Desai, I want to get you in on the statement that the Kremlin has issued. The business end of this meeting happens tomorrow. So tomorrow is when we can discuss the S-400s and the 500s, possibly the Sukhoi 57s, possibly the Arctic ships that we are hoping to build together, possibly that nuclear attack submarine that we are hoping to lease from Russia for 10 years. We can talk about that tomorrow. But can I just ask you, as you look at these pictures on your screens, how you react to Kremlin's statement? They've tweeted out a picture from the Palam Airport of the bear hug, and they are saying, actually, Prime Minister Modi's decision to meet him at the aircraft ramp was completely unexpected. Was it?
Well, for them, it clearly was, and they've said as much. But for us, I think you said this, you said this before we saw President Putin's images, that, Prime Minister Modi is a very gracious host. I think one of your other panelists also made a point that, he hasn't gone to receive President Putin earlier on, and therefore they might not have been expecting it. But the fact that he has gone, and I reiterate, is a larger picture that is coming together. This is not just about great camaraderie. We saw this at the SCO meeting. meeting as well. We saw both of them travel in the same vehicle. We saw a certain comfort level. But this is about really the kind of messaging that needs to go out, that, for India, it isn't about one country over the other, but it is about pursuing our own national interests. And like I said before, this is a triangular messaging that we see today. This is not just for the US, but this is for China as well.